12 genuine signs of intelligence you can't fake. Intelligence isn't what most people think. You can fake confidence, you can memorize impressive facts, you can use complicated words, but you can't fake genuine intelligence. Here are 12 signs of real intelligence, the kind that can't be performed. Sign 1. Adaptability. Truly intelligent people adjust quickly to new situations. When plans fall apart, they don't panic, they pivot. They handle uncertainty without freezing. Change doesn't threaten them, it challenges them. Mental flexibility is impossible to fake in real time. Sign 2. Genuine curiosity. Intelligent people ask questions, not to impress, but to understand. They explore ideas deeply. They read beyond headlines. Curiosity isn't occasional, it's constant. It drives how they spend their free time. You can pretend to know things. You can't pretend to want to learn them. Sign 3. Comfort saying, "I don't know." The Dunning-Kruger effect shows that people with lower ability often overestimate themselves. Smarter individuals tend to underestimate. Intelligent people admit gaps in knowledge easily. "I don't know" isn't weakness, it's intellectual honesty. Sign 4. Self-awareness. They reflect on their own behavior. They admit mistakes without defensiveness. They analyze failures and extract lessons. Instead of protecting their ego, they upgrade their thinking. Real intelligence requires self-critique. Sign 5. Emotional intelligence. Understanding emotions in yourself and others is cognitive work. Intelligent people read the room. They sense shifts in tone. They regulate reactions instead of exploding impulsively. High IQ without emotional control creates chaos. True intelligence integrates both. Sign 6. Open-mindedness. They update beliefs when presented with strong evidence. They don't cling to ideas just to win arguments. They explore opposing viewpoints seriously. Black and white thinking is simple. Nuance requires intelligence. Sign 7. Strong listening skills. Most people wait for their turn to speak. Intelligent people listen to understand. They remember details. They process before responding. Listening deeply takes focus, memory, and humility. It reveals more about intelligence than talking ever could. Sign 8. A sharp sense of humor. Studies link humor with higher verbal intelligence and cognitive flexibility. Wit requires rapid pattern recognition. You must connect ideas quickly and unexpectedly. Intelligent people often appreciate subtle humor, and they can laugh at themselves. Sign 9. Delayed gratification. Research consistently shows correlation between self-control and cognitive ability. Intelligent people think long-term. They resist impulsive rewards. They calculate consequences before acting. Patience reflects strategic thinking. Sign 10. Pattern recognition. They see connections others miss. Trends, cause and effect, repeated behaviors. Intelligent minds synthesize information across domains. They don't just gather data, they integrate it. This is why they often anticipate outcomes accurately. Sign 11. Comfort with solitude. Deep thinking requires quiet. Intelligent people value time alone, not because they dislike others, but because reflection sharpens insight. They don't need constant distraction. They're comfortable inside their own mind. Sign 12. Admitting when wrong. This may be the hardest sign of all. Intelligent people change their position when evidence proves them incorrect. They care more about truth than pride. Ego blocks growth. Intelligence removes ego from the equation. These signs can't be faked because they aren't surface behaviors. They're patterns. You can pretend to be confident. You can pretend to be knowledgeable. You can pretend to be successful. But adaptability shows when things collapse. Curiosity shows in what you pursue privately. Humility shows when you're corrected. Integrity shows when you change. Real intelligence isn't about appearing smart. It's about how you think, how you respond to uncertainty, how you treat information, how you treat other people, and how willing you are to evolve. The smartest people in the room rarely try to look smart. They're too busy learning. Did you like this one? Like and subscribe for more.